Good evening, my name is LAURIE NEWKIRK, and I'm an instructor at Withlacoochee Technical Institute, or WTI. I teach a new program called Automation and Production Technology. This evening, I'd like to tell you a story about a business owner in Citrus County. Once upon a time, there was a small business owner in Citrus County named Skeeter who made nuts and bolts for fighter planes used at MacDill Air Force Base. His family started making nuts and bolts back in the 1920s, and Skeeter worked at the company as a child, a teen, and continued as an adult. Skeeter was the operations manager and was very proud of what he was doing and how the company was performing. After all, he was carrying out his forefathers' legacy by making nuts and bolts and running the business the same way it had been done since the beginning. Well, one day, Skeeter got a letter from MacDill informing him that his long-term contract was coming to an end and needed to be renewed. He was asked to submit a bid to continue being a supplier to the Air Force Base. Oh my gosh, a bid? Why do I have to do that? We've been supplying these parts to MacDill forever. Why are they asking us to do something different? We've been doing this business the same way for years. Don't mess with perfection, Skeeter exclaimed. Fortunately for Scooter, his daughter had taken some classes at WTI and was able to help him write his bid proposal. They felt really good about the proposal and felt confident that they would be awarded the bid because of their long-standing relationship. Well, whether it was the bid itself or the long-standing relationship, Skeeter was awarded the contract to continue making nuts and bolts for MacDill, but there was a problem. They were asking him to provide way more nuts and bolts than they had in the past. Skeeter was really concerned, so he called his friend Fred, who had learned how to run a manual lathe at WTI. He figured that Fred could help him make more nuts and bolts on the manual lathe he had in his garage. As it turns out, Fred told Skeeter that the manual lathe was too slow and that he should consider investing in a CNC machine. Well, what's that? Skeeter asked. It's a computer numerical control device that makes parts lickety-split and can run all day as long as you keep some material in it. Skeeter has saved a lot of money over the years, so he was able to buy a CNC machine and his production increased tremendously. He was producing so many parts with such great, amazing quality that MacDill gave him more orders for nuts and bolts and asked if he could also supply to Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in Goldsboro, North Carolina. What a great opportunity, but Skeeter was going to need some more help. He called his friend Becky, who had taken an administrative office assistant course at WTI, to see if she could help him with the paperwork, computer stuff, organizing his office, and maybe hiring some people to help make these extra nuts and bolts. Becky said, sure, I'll help you out, but you need to think about automating some more so that you can keep up with all these orders and make sure that you don't make a lot of mistakes. If you don't perform well, you might lose these contracts, Becky sighed. So Skeeter did some research and managed to get a conveyor system and some robotic arms in the shop to help to take on and off the machine and even put them in boxes. He felt so good about what he was doing and how much the company had grown since he had become the operations manager. Once again, Skeeter was producing so much with such great quality that he got even more business and had to move into a larger facility. He had a friend, Tony, who had taken a computer networking class at WTI, who helped him with the design and installation of Skeeter's computer networking system. Skeeter had grown the business from a small-time producer of a few nuts and bolts to a manufacturing company with CNCs, robotics, conveyors that ran on their own. They were run by PLCs. Whatever that is, Skeeter would always say while scratching his head. His other friends, Bill and Dave, had taken some electrical and industrial machinery repair classes at WTI, so he called on them to help with the new building too. Skeeter was now the CEO, and business was growing and doing so well that he decided to change his image by going to the salon at WTI and even changed his name to Dominic. Right before Dominic had the grand opening for his new manufacturing facility, he realized that he didn't have enough people to help him run the operation, and he needed some highly skilled people to run all these computerized machines that he purchased. All of a sudden, there was a big gust of wind and a bunch of dust kicked up, and there appeared a superhero who surprised Dominic. She said, Dominic, I can provide you with workers with training in advanced manufacturing. Just what I needed, Skeeter exclaimed. The superhero snapped her fingers, and there appeared a highly skilled workforce with training in industrial safety, lean manufacturing, quality management, robotics, PLCs, CNCs, 3D design, computer-aided drafting, computer-aided manufacturing, and more. Wow, Dominic was overjoyed. Needless to say, Dominic's company right here in Citrus County became a Fortune 500 company, and Dominic is gracing the cover of Time magazine this month. The end. Now, some of this story is fiction, and some of it may be true. It's up to you to decide what's real and what's not.
Thank you, Laurie.